Today, 2 local high schools look to advance in Lakeshore Public Media's annual academic tournament that we call Making the Grade. Today, we welcome Chesterton and Lowell. This semifinal match of Making the Grade comes your way next.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit nipsco.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?
Lakeshore Public Media and Making the Grade are supported by Chick-fil-A, proudly serving our Northwest Indiana community, helping to support education and developing young minds. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, located in Maryville in front of the South Lake Mall.
It's season number 7 of Lakeshore Public Media's annual academic tournament that we call Making the Grade. Hi, I'm your host, Andy Schultz, and today 8 of the best and brightest students in all of Northwest Indiana come together to push their team into the championship round of our tournament. That's right, this is a semifinal match. These teams just 2 steps away from the prize. There's 2 of them, in fact, the Making the Grade Championship trophy, as well as scholarship money provided by NIPSCO. Who will advance to that championship round? Will it be our friends from Chesterton or from Lowell? We will find out in just a few short minutes. We'll also have a chance to meet our contestants a little bit later in the game, but we're going to get this one started right now and get some points on the board with our first round that we call Questions and Answers. Pretty simple. I give the questions, you give the answers. If you buzz in, you're first. You give me the right one, it's a 5-point bonus for you. No points are lost here for an incorrect answer. We'll just give the other team a chance at those points. All right, let's play the game. Hands on buzzers. Your first 5-point clue coming in this semifinal match. In the novel The Great Gatsby, what gangster friend of Gatsby's is said to have fixed the World Series? Mark from Chesterton.
Tom Buchanan.
It is not Buchanan. Lowell? Couple seconds. Meyer Wolfsheim. Meyer Wolfsheim. All right. No points there, but here we go. Here's another 5-point clue. Name the home country of 20th century composer John Corigliano. Eva from Lowell.
France?
It is not France. Nate from Chesterton.
Italy?
Not Italy, although I tricked you with the Italian name. Actually, from the United States. Corigliano from the U.S. All right, here we go. Next 5-point clue. Pronouns like he or his are known as masculine pronouns. What equivalent term is used for pronouns like Keegan from Chesterton?
Feminine.
Feminine pronouns is correct. That's correct. Close enough there. And 5 points, Chesterton is on the board. Its major categories include mechanically powered, like its radial arm, rotary, concrete, and table types, and hand-powered, like its fret, rip, keyhole, and hack varieties. Nate from Chesterton.
Saw.
Looking for saw. That's correct. 5 more points for the Trojans, and you're up to 10. 20th century Southern writer Eudora Welty set most of her works in what Southern state that William Faulkner also used for his novels? Jody from Lowell.
Alabama?
Not Alabama. Chesterton. Keegan.
Georgia.
Not Georgia. We're looking for Mississippi. Mississippi. All right, here's your next clue. Inexpensive ones are made of 2 styrofoam cups, one inside the other with a plastic top over them containing a hole just big enough for a thermometer. Hannah from Chesterton.
Calorimeter?
Calorimeter is correct. 5 more for Chesterton. You're up to 15. Here's the next 5-point clue. Its title character waits 3 years for her American husband, Pinkerton, to return, but learns to her horror that Pinkerton has married someone else. Name this opera whose title geisha is called Cho-Cho-San, pardon. Madam Butterfly. Madam Butterfly. All right. Name the cabinet department that supervises the Foreign Services Institute and the Bureau of International Security and Non-Proliferation. Nate from Chesterton.
State Department.
State Department is correct. 5 more points for Chesterton. Give the Native American name of the highest mountain in the U.S. that commonly, Rocco from Lowell.
Denali.
Denali is correct, commonly called Mount McKinley, but that is the correct term. 5 for Lowell, you're on the board. You trail by 15 after 1 round of play. More points coming up later in the game, but we will pause and take a moment to meet our contestants. Starting on the Chesterton side with Hannah, who's a senior. And you indicated on your questionnaire that your favorite animal is the hippopotamus. I had to ask you about that. How did you settle on the hippo as your favorite?
Well, actually, there's this picture of a baby hippo from a zoo when I was younger, and it's like really cute. And then I went through a phase where I really wanted a pygmy hippo actually for a while, which they're just like really tiny hippos that you can get as pets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing to have those as pets here?
Definitely not.
All right. Well, if you get one, I'd be curious to know about it. All right, Hannah. Good to meet you. Glad that you're here, and good luck the rest of the game. Nate, a senior at Chesterton. Your favorite book, Crime and Punishment. That's some heavy reading.
Yeah, it was assigned this year, and I decided that I wasn't going to procrastinate because it was senior year, so I turned over a new leaf, actually read the book, found that I really enjoyed it. So
nice.
Thank you, Mr. Tenbarge, for watching
You just dove right in and enjoyed it.
I did.
Awesome story, Nate. Appreciate you being here. Keegan, a senior from Chesterton, and one of your hobbies, you like to play video games.
Yep.
Are you more of a current game player, retro game player, action, sports? What kind of genre? What do you like?
Not necessarily retro, but older games, mostly because I don't really buy new games as often.
Sure.
But kind of cheap that way.
All right.
But I'd say I'm mostly on PC.
Okay.
So, PC gamer for life.
Awesome. Good, Keegan. Glad you're back. Mark, a senior from Chesterton, and one of your hobbies is reading the news. Now, do you find that to be an enlightening or an encouraging endeavor, or is it more depressing? What do you find?
I would say it's not really encouraging that much, but it rather shows us a lot of areas where we can improve, so that could be enlightening in a sense. But I just really like to know what is going on in the world so I can be a better citizen for the country.
And you're part of student government, so do you want to do some kind of leadership in the future, maybe?
Yeah.
Point us in the right direction?
Yeah, hopefully.
All
somewhere
right.
in politics would be really nice.
Great. Glad you guys are here. Chesterton is coached by Anna Zervos. Talking to Lowell sophomore Rocco, who is a part of the Improv Comedy Club, right?
Yeah.
Now, meeting you before the show, that doesn't surprise me one bit. You seem like you're a pretty funny guy. What's the most challenging part of improv?
Well, a lot of the times you have to, there's a lot of like inner workings of improvisational comedy that you have to sort of get beforehand. And one of those is just sort of like a don't say no. You have to keep the scene going. That's why a lot of times if somebody introduces a theme or a topic for a game, you can't just sort of end it because, or say no because that'll like stop the scene or stop the flow of it.
So you're pretty quick on your feet.
Yeah.
That's good. Good, and that's definitely a great skill, and I think you'll appreciate that for the rest of your life if you do it well.
Nice.
People around you will definitely appreciate it. Jody is a senior at Lowell, and you're going to study international studies at IU Bloomington next year. How did you decide on that?
My parents actually forced me to go on a cruise with them. I didn't want to go, and I didn't
enjoy it.
enjoy
You didn't want to go on a cruise?
Yeah,
Sure.
I also didn't enjoy it, but we ended up at the Bahamas, and that was the only part I liked was when we were actually in the Bahamas, and I got to learn a lot about the culture there and how different it is from ours, and I started thinking about how if we look at other people's cultures and start applying it to our own lives, the things that they do better and the things that we do better to theirs, we can just make the world better.
Great perspective, Jody.
Thank you.
Max is a junior at Lowell, and you like House of Cards, right? We're talking about the TV show, I'm guessing. What about that show speaks to you the most?
I like how evil the main characters are. I like that it's not it's not a show where it's supposed to be happy and cheery and lighthearted. I like that they're mean to each other and they're manipulative and mean to everyone around them.
Sure, and that speaks to you.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Max, good to know. Eva is a junior at Lowell, and you're a part of Academic Decathlon, Super Bowl, Spell Bowl, National Honor Society. Is there any club in the school that you're not a part of?
Actually, improv club, because I'm not good at thinking on my feet.
That's good. That's good. So how do you, I guess, how do you find time to do anything else in your life with all the activities you're a part of?
Lack of sleep and lots of coffee.
Nice. So that's a good perspective as well. Hey, Lowell, good luck the rest of the game, and congratulations on getting to this point. Lowell is coached by Joe Giannotti. All right, we continue on in our game. More 5-point questions coming your way in our second round that we call Pop Quiz. This is a one-on-one competition. No conferring with your teammates here. We're just going to go right down the row. So it'll be Mark versus Eva, Max and Keegan, Nate and Jody, Rocco and Hannah. And then we'll cycle back around to the front after that. All right, here we go. First 5-point clue for Eva and Mark. Bermudas are red, pearls are small and white, scallions are green, and vidalias are sweet. These are all types of what vegetable that also comes in brown and large white varieties? Eva from Lowell.
What is a potato?
It is not a potato. I'll finish it for Mark. Coming in brown and large white varieties and is often cut into rings and deep fried. Go ahead, Mark.
Peppers.
Not peppers. We're looking for onions. Onions. Keegan and Max, this one is for you. Its parts include the mouth, the handle, and the frog that keeps the blade at the desired angle. Name this common tool that you might use to remove a knot from a piece of wood by slowly removing layers of the wood until the knot is gone. Keegan from Chesterton.
Chisel.
Not a chisel. Good guess. Max? Go for it.
A saw?
It is not a saw. We were looking for a plane. A plane. It's all right. You got more time in your life to work with wood for sure. Jody and Nate, coming up for you. Its two main functions are to hold quarks together to form subatomic particles and to exchange mesons in a way that holds together the nucleus of an atom. Identify this least weak of the 4 fundamental forces of physics. Strong nuclear force. I wouldn't have known if it wasn't on the card, so don't feel bad. Rocco and Hannah, this one is for you. What term for the keyboard on a pipe organ comes from it being played by hand and is also used to mean an instruction book for a new software package? Rocco from Lowell.
Manual.
Manual is correct, also known as, you're right, keyboard on the pipe organ, as I read before there. All right, yes, 5 points for Lowell. Eva and Mark, back to you. In English grammar, you should never use commas to set off what type of clause that begins with the word that? Eva.
A subjunctive clause?
Incorrect. Mark?
Positive clause.
That is also incorrect. We're looking for relative clause. And that will do it for our second round. Lowell chips away just a bit and trails by 10 after 2 rounds of play. But there's plenty of points coming your way in our third round that we call Class Project. You can work together on this one if you want, although it may be a little quicker to move on your own. I'll read 3 clues that all point toward the same answer. If you answer correctly after the first clue, it's worth 30 points. After 2 clues, it's worth 20. And if I read all 3 clues, it's worth 10. Both sides can take a shot at each of those levels, so there's no harm in guessing. Okay, here we go. The category is social studies. 3 clues that point toward one answer. Here's your 30-point clue. It had itself readmitted into the African Union in 2017. Rocco from Lowell.
Morocco.
Morocco is correct. 30 points for Rocco. Well done. How about that? That worked out pretty well. And a big leapfrog question for you. Jump into the lead. Here come 3 more clues, all pointed toward one answer. The category Literature and Language Arts, your 30-point clue. After editing the Brooklyn Eagle newspaper, he took over editorship of the New Orleans Crescent. All right, here's your 20-point clue. During the Civil War, he worked in hospitals in Washington, D.C., and then for the Interior Department until Interior Secretary James Harlan fired him for his offensive poetry. Rocco from Lowell.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Incorrect. Chesterton. Keegan.
Frederick Douglass.
It is not Douglas. Here's your 10-point clue and the final of the 3. This American poet is most famous today for his collection Leaves of Grass. Max from Lowell.
Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman, yes, 10 points for Lowell, and you are up to 50. And that is the end of our third round of play, and that was pretty quick. And we find Lowell now in the lead by 30, by a score of 50-20. But points aplenty here in our final round called Final Exam. 6 categories, 5 questions each, worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, respectively. We'll answer the questions in that order. Can't jump to the high values. You have to get there by getting through the small values. The team that controls the board is the one that last answered correctly, except for the first choice, which goes to Chesterton. Where would you like to start? You trail right now, so you get the honor here in the 4th round.
All right, we'll go with algebra.
Algebra, it is a 10-point clue in that category. You may want to use pencil and paper here in this category. Solve for x if 7x plus 8 equals 4x plus 29. Keegan from Chesterton.
X equals 7.
X equals 7, yes. 10 points for the Trojans. You're on, go ahead and jiggle that just a little bit. There you go. Hey, there we go. 10 points for you, and you control the board. What would you like to do, Chesterton?
We'll keep going with algebra.
Algebra, 15 points there. Evaluate f of x if x equals 4, if f of x equals 4x to the 2nd power minus 6x plus 13. Keegan from Chesterton.
53.
53 is correct. 15 points for Chesterton. You trail by 5. You control the board.
All right, we'll keep going with algebra.
Algebra, 20. Give the 2 solutions for the quadratic equation x to the 2nd power plus x minus 42 equals 0. Keegan from Chesterton.
6 and negative 7.
That is correct. 6 and negative 7. 20 for Chesterton. You jump into the lead by 15. You're bored.
Algebra again.
I could have guessed that. 25 in algebra. Give the xy coordinates of the point where the lines 5x plus 3y equals 4 and x minus 2y equals 6 intersect. Pencils furiously burning the paper. Sorry, out of time on that one. We were looking for 2 and negative 2. Anybody that would have had that? All right. That's a short amount of time. Chesterton, you're bored.
Algebra again.
30 points will wipe out the category. Solve for x if the cube root of the quantity 2x minus 8 equals 10. Keegan from Chesterton.
504.
X equals 504 is correct. 30 more for Chesterton. I think you took 4 out of 5 in that category, right?
All right.
You're bored, Chesterton.
Science it is.
Science, a new category, 10 points there. This icy substance, commonly seen in the Great Plains, can fall from the sky during a thunderstorm in spring, summer, or fall. Eva from Lowell.
Hail.
Hail is correct. 10 points for the Red Devils. You're back on the board, trailing by 35. You control.
How about painting?
Painting, 10 points there. Andy Warhol's silk print copy of the painting The Scream appears on postage stamps honoring this Norwegian artist. Nate from Chesterton.
Edvard Munch.
That is correct. 10 points for Chesterton, and you control the board again. You're up to 105.
We will go with science.
Science, 15 in that category. Astronomers recently discovered that a body called Kepler 7b has these atmospheric structures that hold water. Keegan from Chesterton.
Clouds.
Clouds is correct. 15 more for the Trojans. You double Lowell at this point.
We'll go with world history.
World history, 10 points there. During the reign of Britain's King Henry VIII, he annexed this territory to the west of England. Rocco from Lowell.
Wales.
Wales. You like geography, don't you? Yeah. 10 points for Lowell. You control the board.
World history.
World history, 15. In AD 962, 162 years after Charlemagne, Otto I was crowned the first monarch of this empire that included most of what is now Germany. Keegan from Chesterton.
Holy Roman Empire.
The Holy Roman Empire, yes, 15 more. You're up to 135.
Go with lakes.
It is lakes, 10 points there. This very cold area of Russia contains Lake Baikal. Keegan from Chesterton.
Siberia.
Siberia, yes, 10 more for the Trojans. What would you like to do? You lead by 75.
We'll go with lakes again.
Lakes for 15. This is the only U.S. state to border Lake Huron. Eva from Lowell.
Pennsylvania.
It is not Pennsylvania. Nate.
Wisconsin.
Not Wisconsin. We were looking for Michigan. Michigan. All right, Chesterton, you control.
Starts with R.
Starts with R, 10-point clue in that category. This adjective describes any natural resource that is not depleted.
Renewable.
Hannah from Chesterton.
Renewable.
Renewable, yes. Buzzers like crazy on that one. Hannah gets it for 10 there for Chesterton, and you lead. What would you like to do?
Starts with R.
Starts with R for 15. This verb means to come down the side of a mountain with a rope around you. Rocco from Lowell.
Rappel.
Rappel, yes. 15 for Lowell. What would you like to do?
Starts with R.
Starts with R for 20. This style of popular music that came after both rocksteady and ska was made famous by Jamaican singers like Mark from Chesterton.
Reggae.
That's right, made famous by Jamaican singers like Mark from Chesterton. 20 points for Chesterton. What would you like to do? Of course, I meant Bob Marley. Go ahead. Science. 20 there. If a chemical reaction releases 100 kilojoules of energy, tripling the amount of material in the reaction should release this much energy. Eva from Lowell.
420 kilojoules.
It is not 420. Keegan from Chesterton.
900 kilojoules.
It is not 900. I have 300 kilojoules here. All right, I believe, where are we going here?
World history.
Is it, yeah, it's Chesterton, I'm sorry. Yes, world history, thank you. 20-point clue in that category. In 1192, the Treaty of Armia that let Jerusalem be controlled by Muslims but be visited by Christians on pilgrimage was signed by Saladin. Keegan from Chesterton.
Richard Lionheart.
That's correct. Richard I or Richard the Lionhearted. That's correct. 20 points there for Chesterton. You control the board.
Lakes.
Lakes. 20 there. This term describes a tornado that passes over a lake. Nate from Chesterton.
Waterspout.
Waterspout for 20 more for Chesterton. You're to 215. What would you like to do?
Science.
Science, 25. Usually referred to by the size of its blade, this razor-sharp knife is used by biologists to dissect animals. Nate from Chesterton.
Scalpel.
Scalpel, yes, 25 for Chesterton.
World history.
World history, 25 in that category. This assassin is revered by his fellow Bosnian Serbs for his murder of Archduke Rocco from Lowell.
Gavrilo Princip.
That is correct. 25 points for Lowell. You're back on the board, and you control it.
World history.
World history, 30 points will wipe out the category. This 1973 war that began with Egypt and Syria attacking Israel. Rocco from Lowell.
What is the Sinai War?
That's incorrect. I'll finish it for Chesterton or not. Nate.
7-Day War.
That's incorrect. It was the Yom Kippur War. Less than 3 weeks. It is named for the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. So that does it for world history. I believe Lowell is in control of the board. What would you like to do?
Starts with R.
Starts with R, 25. A type of soybean seed made by Monsanto has been genetically altered so the soybeans won't die or be contaminated if treated with this weed killer. Also made, Nate from Chesterton.
Roundup.
Roundup, yes, also made by Monsanto. 25 for Chesterton.
Science.
Science. 30 points will knock that category out. Originally called a mesotron, this object with the same charge as an electron weighs about 200 electrons and is named for a letter of the Greek alphabet. Do we get in time? Sorry, Keegan. Mumezon. Sorry about that. Chesterton.
Lakes.
Lakes. 25. This Pacific country's Lake Glassmere was the site of a recent 6.6 earthquake that blocked the main highway between its cities of Blenheim and Christchurch. Nate from Chesterton.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, yes, 25 for you. 2 minutes left to go in the game. You're up to 290 and you control.
Starts with R.
Starts with R, 30 there. This Verdi opera ends with the death of Gilda, the daughter of its humpbacked title character. Nate from Chesterton.
Hunchback Notre Dame.
That's incorrect. Lowell? Max?
Turandot.
That is incorrect. Rigoletto. Looking for Rigoletto. Chesterton.
Lakes.
Lakes, 30. This U.S. state's lowest point of elevation is Lake Champlain, 95 feet above sea level. Eva from Lowell.
Wyoming.
Not Wyoming. Nate?
Illinois.
Not Illinois. Looking for Vermont. Vermont. Chesterton.
Painting.
Painting, I guess that's our only choice at this point. 15, the ceiling of this building where Roman Catholic cardinals meet to elect a new pope. Rocco from Lowell.
The Sistine Chapel.
Sistine Chapel, yes. 15, you're back on the board, Lowell, up to 135. What would you like to do?
I guess painting.
Why am I asking? 20 points in painting. I'll take it from here. This interior design term means to remove the old paint from a piece. Rocco from Lowell.
To renovate.
That's incorrect. I'll finish it for Chesterton. To remove the old paint from a piece of furniture so you can make it look how you want. Hannah.
Revarnish.
Incorrect. Looking for stripping specifically, just removing the paint there. All right, here's your 25-point clue. Moments to go in the game. In painting, the Bosch painting Garden of Earthly Delights is considered this specific type of artwork because it contains 3 different but related paintings. Eva from Lowell.
Triptych?
Triptych is correct. 25 points for you. And we have time for the last question on the board. It's painting and it's 30. Based on an operation that the artist witnessed himself, this 1875 painting by American realist Thomas Eakins portrays an operation at Philadelphia's Jefferson Medical College. The Gross Clinic. That is the end of our semifinal match, and Chesterton will head to our final. We don't know their opponent yet. We'll find out a little bit later in the show. Congratulations to both teams on a great run in the tournament, and we will see you next time on Making the Grade.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit nipsco.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?
Lakeshore Public Media and Making the Grade are supported by Chick-fil-A, proudly serving our Northwest Indiana community, helping to support education and developing young minds. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, located in Maryville in front of the South Lake Mall.